Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to create two functionalities. First, we are going to work on increment and decrement cart item functionality. And second, we are going to create functionality to remove cart items. So let's get started. So before diving into the code, you can see that we have two different files that shares the same form. So you can see in the minicart.liquid file, we have the form here and we are using the same form in index.cart.liquid file. So I'm going to create a snippet file and use that snippet file in these two files. Okay, let's do that. So let's create a snippet file. Let's say cart data.liquid. Okay, so let's go to the minicart and copy the form and paste that in cart data.liquid file. Let's save this. And now we can use this cart data file in our minicart and index.cartLiquid. So we can use render and pass cart data. Let's copy this render statement and paste that in the index.cart.liquid file. Okay, let's save this. And now let's check if everything is still working. So let's refresh the page. So we have still data in this mini cart. Let's try to add one more product in the cart and see everything is working. So click on this add to cart button. Okay, so you can see we have 4 items in the cart, which means everything is working. Now let's start working on the functionality that we are going to create today. If you search for cart API referencer, you will land on this page. Here you can see we have 2 different endpoints. First is update.js and then the second one is change.js. Both these endpoints are used to update the cart item. But this update.js endpoint is used to update multiple attributes of the cart at once. This can include updating quantities of multiple items or setting custom cart attribute. Whereas change.js endpoint is more focused and is used to change the quantity of a single item in the cart. So we are going to use this change.js to update our cart items. So you can see in this change.js, we can use attribute ID and line ID. If you scroll, you will see that we can also use line property. We can easily generate this line property by using our loop index property. So let's work on this. So open your mini cart. In this xdata directive, we are going to create one more function. Let's say update cart quantity. And here we are going to pass 2 arguments, line and qty. And let's use fetch API. The endpoint would be cart/change.js. So in the options, we can use post method and we need to use headers also. Okay, so header would be content type and content type would be application JSON. Okay, let's do that. Application/JSON. Okay, so in the body, we are going to use JSON.stringify method and pass quantity, which would be qty, and line would be line. Okay, so this is very important. If we go to the API reference, you can see that we are passing quantity. So it's very important to have the same name here. And now we can work with the response. We can use then and listen for this response. And here we need to make a check if the response is okay. So we can make a if condition, if not response dot okay. Then we can display error message. Let's say, so we can use, let's say, throw and new error. Here we can display our error message. Let's say failed to update cart. And we can also add status code. Let's say status would be, let's say, response.status. Okay, so we need to use this string literal JavaScript, so we can pass the variables here. Okay, so otherwise we can return response.json, and then we can handle this data returned from this part. Okay, so here we can make our logic. So first of all, we need to fire an custom browser event cart updated. So let's do that. So you can copy and paste that here. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is we need to update our cart count in the header. So let's do that. So if you right click here, and you can get the ID of this. So the ID is cart item count, so we can do that here. We can use that ID here. So we can make a condition if cart item count element. Okay, so if we have this variable set, then we can set the cart item count here. We can change the text content property and assign it to data.item underscore count. I think that's it. Now let's use this function. So let's copy this function and go to our cart data snippet, and here let's try to use this. So we are going to use click event and call this method here. We need to pass line and the quantity that we need to set. Okay, so the line would be our for loop index. So let's do that here, loop index, and then we can set the quantity to 0. So let's save this. Now let's check if this functionality is working. Let's refresh the page, open your networks tab. Now open your mini cart. So let's try to remove this product. So if we click on this close button, so we have an error here. Let's check what is the error. So that the stringify is not defined. Maybe we have some kind of typo here. So let's check that. So let's go to the code, and I think we have some spelling mistakes here. Let me fix that. Save that. Refresh the page again. Open the networks tab. Open your mini cart and click on this close button. We have a successful AJAX request sent, and our cart is also updated. Now you can see that the item is gone. So let's try to remove this men's jogger. Click on this close icon. Okay, you can see our cart is updated. Now let's work on this increment and decrement quantity. So it would be very simple. Let's go to the cart data snippet and copy this piece of code, and we have two buttons. This is the decrement and this is the increment. As you can see, we are defining the quantity here using x data, and we can use this qty variable here. So on the click event on this decrement button, so we have the for loop index and use -qty. Okay, we can use the same here on our increment button. Let's copy the function, and here we can use ++qty. So let's save this and refresh the page. Okay, so you can see we have 4 items in the cart. Let's click on this plus button. Okay, you can see the item is changed and our whole mini cart is updated. Okay, so this update is working. So let's check our decrement. So decrement is also working. Okay, so with this our mini cart functionality is done. So if you like, you can add a loader here. Let's say when you click on this plus icon, a loader will be displayed. So that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more Shopify theme development tutorials. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.